Coming up on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. We have a theater group here, and they are bringing a play to this town. It's called Bakersfield Mist. It's actually set in Bakersfield. It's about a real event that happened there some years back. But you stay tuned for LiveWire, and we'll tell you all about it. Okay, I'm Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio is Richard Winters, who is a director about town, about the state. At any rate, he's got a play called Bakersfield Mist, which was written by a friend of his who lives in California.
Yeah, Stephen Sachs.
Stephen Sachs. Okay, well, welcome. And thank you so much for coming, and we're going to have a nice talk, and maybe we can see a little scene from the play.
Yeah, we have a couple of the actors, only 2 actors in the play, so the entire cast is here.
All right.
And they'll do a scene for you.
Sounds good. Okay, so you were walking down the street one day, and you thought, I think I'll do a play about Bakersfield.
No, that's not exactly what happens. So the theater company and I, we've been looking for plays, reading lots and lots of plays, and we stumbled across Bakersfield Mist, and like I said, Stephen Sachs wrote it, and Stephen Sachs and I went to high school together in 1974 down in Los Angeles in Agoura, and he and I went to acting school together, so I was intrigued what Stephen has written. I read Bakersfield Mist, thought it was a really interesting 2-person play that hadn't been done up here, so I presented it to my theater company. They agreed, and we decided to produce the show.
And the drums are pounding now.
And the drums are pounding.
So when does it open?
We open soon. We open April 5th, and we play for 5 weeks till May 5th.
And that's in Midtown, California.
At California Stage at 25th and R.
Okay. And your company's called the R25
The R25 Theater Group, and if you go to r25theater.org, you can buy tickets online. And it's our 2nd year as a theater company.
Well, there is on the screen now. You can take a look at it. There it is up there by Stephen Sachs. It's directed by Richard Winters. And
Perfect.
It's at the Wilkerson Theater at 1723 25th Street. How about that?
That's great. That's
okay,
great.
and R25Theater, one word, .org is how I get tickets.
That is correct. That's our website.
Yeah. Okay. So the play itself is actually about a real event, right?
Yeah, this woman in Bakersfield, she was a truck driver in our play. She's not a truck driver, but she was a truck driver, and she stumbled upon a painting at a thrift store, and she brought it home, didn't know what she had, thought it was a piece of junk, and then an art teacher came to her. There was a garage sale in her trailer park. An art teacher saw the painting and said, I think you have a Jackson Pollock painting. Oh. She had no idea who Jackson Pollock was, had no information about him, but she did research, enough research where she became convinced that she had a Jackson Pollock painting. She sent in all this information to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, and an art expert from New York agreed that it may be a Pollock, and the foundation sent him out, and the play is that art expert coming to her trailer in Bakersfield, California, to authenticate or not authenticate the painting.
And this kind of thing really happened.
It really happened.
Wow. You know, a lot of people, I was just talking with people around here, you know, I was saying that's what this is about. And they would say, oh, you know, my uncle found or I've got a, it's so amazing, you know, people...
yeah, there's that play. There's that show, The Antiques Roadshow, right? People find things in garages, or their parents had it in an attic, and they bring this painting or this vase or this something down, and it turns out to be from the Ming Dynasty, or,
right?
You know, George Washington's teeth or something worth all this money, and people just have these things, and she thinks she's got something.
I like it. I like it. It's what do you call it? It helps us move forward and enjoy life, and
that's the superficial level or the plot level of the play. But underneath, there's a whole other story in the play about what is art and who decides what is true and what isn't true and what is real and what isn't real and who makes these decisions. And you know, the art expert says, well, I'm the expert, I know it. But she goes, hey, I have my instincts too. I know what I like. And they have this this battle, this coming together, this argument about truth and art, and it's quite remarkable play.
It's a remarkable
Yeah,
play.
just the two of them.
It's just so good. And and you got 2 actors to play these roles?
Yeah, so I got very lucky and found 2 very skilled actors here in the Sacramento area who agreed to work with me, work at me, work to me, work with each other to create this play, and they are extraordinary.
This is great.
Blair and Julie.
And so this is about 2 weeks away, right?
Yeah, we open April 5th, and we're like a week and a half.
Drums are pounding.
Yeah, a week from Friday.
Okay, and people can get there. I think if we could put it up on the screen sometime during this, you can take down contact information on how to get tickets to this play, Bakersfield Mist. I wonder why it's called that.
Well, so Pollock's play had a painting called Lavender Mist. Mm-hmm. One of his most famous paintings, Lavender Mist, and I think Stephen just said Bakersfield Mist, Lavender Mist, kind of put them together.
I see. Okay, that's interesting. It doesn't jump out of the dialogue.
No, we never say Bakersfield Mist in the play.
Okay, they do say Bakersfield though.
We do, and we do say Lavender Mist. So if you put it together, you get Bakersfield.
Boom, bang, bing. Okay, well, it's interesting that there are. California is this place where these kinds of things can happen. Because a lot of people come from the East to California, be in the sunshine, live with the...
Yeah, and people empty out their homes, people go bankrupt, people have to sell things, and you never know what you're going to find in thrift stores and secondhand stores. I mean, there's whole television shows now about these kind of things where people go look for special things and they're hunters, and they discover, there's a thing in the paper this week about a woman who found a brooch in England, I think, for $20 or 20 pounds, and she just sold it for 300 pounds. Some little antique brooch she found in a secondhand store.
Wow. Okay, there you go. And that's kind of like a dream of people,
Yeah, it's treasure hunting.
Everybody's, you go into a thrift store, and I think everybody's saying, what that is worth.
And the woman in the play, she talks about, good can happen to a person. You can get kind of magic can happen to her too. She doesn't have a lot in her life, a lot of things that sort of are remarkable and wonderful. And this happened for her, and she's convinced that it's from God.
Whoa. Okay. So, and then God sends over an expert.
So God sends over, Lionel from New York, who used to run the Metropolitan Museum of Art. He's an expert, and his expertise is forgery, spotting forgeries, spotting fakes. He really prides himself in his ability to see if something is real or not real.
Ooh. Yeah. Sounds like
at first glance, he's pretty good. He thinks his first blink, he thinks he can tell. He has this instinct, this understanding.
That's good. And who plays that role?
Blair Leatherwood plays that role.
Blair?
Yeah, he's terrific. He's
terrific guy. Yeah, absolutely a fine actor. So I'm very interested in the whole idea of. Before the show, I looked up a bunch of statistics about artists and how many people, how many works of art in a lifetime, and this is when it was Camille Corot. He did 3,000 works of art in his lifetime.
Yeah, because people don't know, they're trying to decide if it's real or not real, if it's fake, if it's not fake, and apparently it's I don't know if it's a problem, but it is common in the art world to have forgeries and fakes, and people don't know, and that's really it. If you can't tell, is it a fake? If you can't tell it's a fake, is it fake?
And it's also if you like it.
Yeah.
I have a painting, and it's the painting is signed Picasso, and I thought, wow, I've got a Picasso here. Of course, I found out that it was a fake Picasso that somebody did about 30 years ago in Los Angeles, and that's.
But if you had never had it checked out, then you would have had a Picasso.
Yeah.
And you could have gone to your grave with a Picasso.
I actually didn't add that to the thing, okay, it's a Picasso. Hey, everybody, watch, I got a Picasso. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's it. And that was the reason I bought it, really.
Yeah. That's it. So that's what our play's about, plus the relationship between these two characters and their interactions and finding each other and supporting each other and fighting with each other and learning about each other. And it all takes place in about 70 minutes. The whole play is 70 minutes long.
Wow.
One act, one scene. So it's terrific.
Okay, and so this Bakersfield Mist play is going to go at, where is the theater?
It's on the corner of 25th and R, California Stage, right on the light rail.
Oh, and your theater company is called R25 Theater Group.
That is us.
Wow.
How about that? How did that happen?
I don't know how that happened, but there they appear on the screen there. Those are the two actors, and it's called Bakersfield Mist, and it's by Stephen Sachs, your buddy from high school.
My buddy. And we went to acting school together for 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so for 7 years we knew each other.
Wow. Is he going to come see it?
I don't believe so.
Oh, so he's in New York, right?
No, he's in L.A. He runs the Fountain Theater in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We talked about that a little bit. The Fountains. That's been around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you said Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin built it for his son.
So Stephen runs that place now.
Oh, that's great. Good for him. Congratulations, Stephen, wherever you are. Good. All right. So I find it amazing. We're going to have some scene done by them. What's the scene?
So the scene is Lionel, who's the art expert, talking to Maud and explain to her that he cannot tell her how much the painting is worth, but there's some paperwork she needs to understand, but he's not authorized to tell the value of the painting, just that he's there to authenticate it or not authenticate it.
Oh, I see. Okay. I think that sounds probably what really happened. I mean, these
Yeah.
are real characters. Could you imagine if you were a real character in a play and it had this kind of theme, and the theater, blah, 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 and you go to see yourself.
Yeah, that'd be disturbing.
Yeah, kind of,
Watch
Actually, he's
myself in
not
the play.
the guy, he's a little tough on her, isn't that right?
Well, he's very sure of himself. This is what he does. He's an expert,
Oh,
and he's in a trailer in Bakersfield, not where he's used to be.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, these could be found by anybody, and that's the deal.
Yeah.
You could find by especially that. Well, this is really great, and it's been played in all over the world. Actually, it's I see here's a criticism from of the play from London.
Yeah, it played in London, it played in Los Angeles,
Uh-huh.
it's played all over the country, but for some reason, it never played here in Sacramento. I don't know why that happened, but we
lucked out.
We get to be the Sacramento premiere of
I
Bakersfield
think it's
Mist.
great. Well, I think it's very good. And so the theater, is there parking and everything?
Yeah, there's parking all around the theater. On the street, there's also a parking lot at the theater. And the theater itself that we're in is about 30 seats. There's 3 theaters at California Stage, and we're in the middle theater, has about 30, 35 seats. So
No, you better get
get your tickets. Yeah. And they're actually selling quite well, which is terrific for
that's
us.
good. Of course. So, and you're a company. You do plays throughout the year?
So this is our 3rd production. Right now we are doing 2 productions a year. We did a play called Hand to God last year.
Mm-hmm.
We did a world premiere of Lost in Little Rock. We're doing this play, Bakersfield Mist, and then we're going to do a play called I Never Saw Another Butterfly.
Well, I think I've heard of that one, but I didn't hear the others. Are there original pieces?
Hand to God was not an original piece. That was done on Broadway. It's just irreverent, really funny play. And then Lost in Little Rock is an original piece by one of the company members.
I see. Okay, so you have a playwright on
We have
on
a
the board.
variety of. Yeah, we're all playwrights. We all are. We all dream of being playwrights.
I see. That's great. And are you also working on another piece?
Yeah, so I've got speaking of playwright, thank you for asking that, Ray.
Yeah, thank
Speaking
you,
of
Ray.
playwright, so I was a high school teacher for 35 years. And when COVID hit and I was done teaching, I started working on a play about a high school drama teacher who, through his big mouth, says something inappropriate to a student out of thinking he's being funny. It doesn't turn out funny, and the snowball effect of that inappropriate comment on his classroom, on students, on other people. And it's a play called Advanced Drama. And we've done a rewrite, and there are 3 or 4 local theater companies and schools that are interested in producing advanced drama. So we're in the process right now of having that happen.
But you're going to produce it first. Though.
I'm going to direct it probably next year at California Stage. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have to take a short pause for the cause, and then we'll have our actors come up and do a scene from the play.
That's great.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Short pause for the cause. We'll be back with LiveWire right after these important messages.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
As weather conditions get warmer, cockroaches seek for the perfect shelter.
Are they roaming around your property? Call a pest control company.
Are they crawling out of storm drains? Call your local stormwater utility.
If around manholes, call Sac Sewer.
Keeping these pests away may seem inevitable, but ways to prevent them are:
first, eliminate food, water, and shelter sources.
second, seal cracks and crevices.
Lastly, remove trash daily.
For more information on the prevention of cockroaches,
Go to www.sacsewer.com.
Hello, my name is Sky Alton, host of Everyday Amazing with Sky Alton, and you're watching LiveWire on Access Sacramento.
We're back. I'm Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio is the theater company for Bakersfield Mist, which is a production that's about to begin at R25, R and 25th Street. And what's the theater called?
The Wilkerson Theater at California Stage, and our company is the R25 Theater Group.
I see, and you brought your actors.
I brought Julie Anker and Blair Leatherwood, who are the two actors in the play Bakersfield Mist.
Wow. Well, welcome, and thank you. Going to do a scene for us?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. Go do it. No.
Right now?
No, not right now. Not right now. So I'm interested in, your kind of careers. You both are done a lot of time here.
I've done some time.
Yeah, sure. Well, it kind of feels that way.
Sometimes.
Let me out of this play. This is you're two interesting characters. What do you find this character like?
Maud I love Maud. But she's got layers. There's so much that as we rehearse and you delve into the script, and there's just a lot. You're peeling a lot of the layers off the onion to get to her. And just when you think you have her figured out, there's a shift. So it's fascinating, and the fact that it's based on a real woman who went through this journey. Mm-hmm. Is it's a really I'm really flattered and honored to be part of this production.
Good.
Yeah.
It's odd feeling probably about doing something. There's somebody out there who is the real person.
Right. Whenever you're playing a person that exists or existed, you have to be. You have to really find an honest approach to it, and do your best.
And hope they don't walk in the door.
Well, that would be bad.
Especially in this case.
Especially in this case, yeah.
Except in this case.
In
your case,
yes.
okay.
Well, considering that both of the people that we're based on are no longer with us, it would be really freaky if they walked in the room.
They won't be walking in anytime soon. So there's that.
Yeah.
There's that. Well,
yeah.
But what was interesting, particularly, when Richard contacted me about doing the show, I knew something about Jackson Pollock, mm-hmm. and I knew nothing about the person that my character is based on. So I had to do a lot of learning about Jackson Pollock, and then I had to learn about this person.
Yeah.
Because there are attitudes, there's approaches, there are things that Mr. Sachs has taken directly out of the life of Thomas Hoving, who was the director of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and he was responsible for the Tutankhamun exhibit coming to the United States, if you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember. I went to it.
He was personally responsible for bringing that. So it's a very eminent person, but it's also, as an actor, you take that, what's given to you in the script and what you learn about them, and you figure out, okay, this can stay, this has to go.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. Well, why don't we see the scene?
Oh, sure.
Is that okay?
I love how they keep looking at me because I'm the director of the play, but I'm not the director of this little TV program.
Yeah.
Oh, well, neither am I.
You're in
What
charge
are we
of
doing
this.
here? Yeah, you can go over there.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to take a short pause for the cause here, or do we just get up and move over there, right? What? Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, wait for that.
Oh, well,
Yeah, there
good
it is.
luck.
It's called
Break a
Bakersfield
leg.
Mist.
Thank you.
It's at the Wilkerson Theater at 1723 25th Street in beautiful downtown Sacramento. And it runs for how many
5 weeks.
5
5
weeks.
weekends.
Drums are pounding.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 weekends.
Wow, cool. Okay, so you want to introduce this piece?
Yeah, so this piece is Lionel, who is the art expert, talking to Maud and explaining to Maud how the paperwork, that he can't tell her how much it's worth, but he's explaining to her the sort of the rules that he has to follow in order to authenticate this Jackson Pollock painting, or not authenticate it.
Okay, here we go.
I need you to complete this paperwork.
What's it say?
That you fully understand that my job is to provide an objective expert opinion as to the authenticity of the painting. That I am forbidden from providing you with a monetary appraisal. If I believe the painting to be authentic, I cannot tell you how much it may be worth. Do you understand?
I understand.
I have no interest whatsoever in this outcome.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, okay.
After seeing and evaluating the painting, I will check one of the two boxes on this form. Yes, I do believe the painting to be authentic. No, I do not. A fully written report outlining my findings and opinion as to the authenticity and attribution of the painting will be mailed to you from New York.
Got it.
Okay. Sign here.
So how much do you think my painting could be worth?
Did you not hear a single
I
word I just
heard.
said? I am forbidden from...
I know.
The foundation prohibits me.
I'm not asking this painting.
Good.
I'm asking in general.
I can't.
In theory.
No.
Not this painting.
No.
But before you even see it.
No.
Okay. Okay, how much?
Mrs. Gutman.
Call me Maud.
No, I will not call you Maud.
How much?
Look, I'm not asking this painting. I'm asking a painting like it. Look, what if? Conversation. Please. Come on. Be a person.
Let me be perfectly clear. I am not saying this painting. Do you understand?
I understand.
Not this painting.
No.
But in theory,
Yeah.
a painting like it.
Yeah.
If it is authentic, I am saying if, the market value could be anywhere from $50 to $100 million.
Bravo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Come on back.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's the scene, and that gives you an idea of these two characters right there.
Bakersfield Mist. at the
Bakersfield
Wilkerson
Mist.
Theater, and it's coming up in 2 weeks.
It comes up a week from Friday.
Week from
from
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
April 5th.
Friday.
Oh, drums
April
are pounding.
5th.
Friday.
It's only
that's
You
right.
know all your lines?
I'm getting there.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, at the Wilkerson Theater, and that's in Midtown. And there are a lot of nice restaurants around there.
Yeah.
I know that place. I can take you there. There's some wonderful places. At any rate, so, okay, I think this is an amazing play. You know, I mean, I like the idea of doing plays around these events that actually happen throughout California or, you know, in the United States, rather than, you know, do another Hello Dolly or Guys and Dolls. I kind of want to do that.
Yeah,
anymore.
you don't want to do
But
those or
this
see
is
those.
nothing like either of those, by the way.
I could
Nothing
tell.
like it. Yeah, and you know it's interesting because Blair was able to do a lot of research on his character. There's some information on Maud, who's that's not the woman's real name, but so you know you have to kind of put the pieces together. There is a documentary about her journey with this painting, and you know, so it's not exactly, this play is not exactly like that, but it follows a lot of it, and it's a really fun, very fascinating, very fast moving play.
It's so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
She could buy Bakersfield with that kind of money.
Maybe. We don't know. That's the whole point. You got to come and find out. Is it real or is it not?
Okay, is it real? Is it not?
Yeah.
Okay, really great. And you've done plays like this kind before, right? You guys?
Well, the last time Blair and I worked together was a long time
Yeah.
ago. We did Sylvia up in Placerville.
Placerville,
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's been a long time, but we've worked around each other with, in the theater
Waved at each
community.
other from back
Yeah,
then.
and
Yeah.
we've seen each other's work, and so it's nice to have an opportunity to work together again.
Yeah.
This is good. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the theater itself is where again? I forgot.
You forgot. I keep feeling I tell you this. It's on the corner of 25th and R Street. It's right on the corner. The light rail goes down R Street, and 25th
There you
bumps
go.
into it, and the theater is right there at that junction. 25th R, boom.
Can't miss
And
it.
it may look familiar to you.
Yeah.
It might.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, and you can get a ticket there by going to www.r25.
R25 Theater, ER, not RE, theater.org. The
Correct.
R25 Theater.org. .org or arg. Arg. It's a pirate. It's a pirate theme show. It's arg.
We're Pirate Theater.
That's right. Yeah. But it's a fun play. Come out and see it. You'll enjoy it. Yeah.
I will be there.
We
I'll
are
be
we
there.
are
Awesome.
having a wonderful
We
time.
are.
With
There's
this.
a lot of physicality,
Yeah.
a lot of potty language, just warning people
Oh, yeah,
because,
yeah. Potty
don't bring your
language.
children. Well, you could.
My children.
Your children you could, but little ones, maybe not.
As Richard was saying earlier, I mean, one of the things that's so attractive about this play is the discussion about art.
Yes.
What art is, what it means to people, what it does, and it's these two people that connect through this work of art.
From very different perspectives. I mean, they come at art from a very different place, and it's fun how they kind of come together. They kind of find a somewhat of a common
But it's not
ground.
it's not an intellectual always discussion.
Yeah.
It's
No.
an emotive discussion about
Exactly.
how art moves you and touches you and what's real and what isn't real. I remember my daughter when she was little. We put a poster of Van Gogh's Starry Night in her room. It was just a poster, but she didn't know it was just a poster. And I remember her looking at it, and for her, it was a painting. It was a piece of art in her room. It wasn't a fake. And I think it's like that. It has art has emotion. So that's what these two are dealing with and looking at and arguing about and who's right and
Negotiating.
who's wrong. Negotiating.
And what you learn from people with very, very different perspectives.
Yeah. And you talked about your Picasso, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's real or not, if it brings you joy, and there's some of that gets talked about in the play.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I've actually just been given the
Okay.
we're done.
Oh, get the hook. It's time
Thank
to
you
get
so.
What did you do?
We'll see you at the theater. Thank you.
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having us,
Blair.
Ray.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Okay, that's it. We'll see you next week on LiveWire, and we'll have funny and wonderful people like these people as well. Bye.